Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of In the Kitchen with Will. Have you found yourself making macaroni and cheese for folks and it sometimes doesn't come out as great as you may have had it at grandma's house or mom's house or that friend that makes really good macaroni and cheese? Well, today we're going to talk about making macaroni and cheese that's easy, simple, never dry, never over creamy. It's just a simple, perfect macaroni and cheese recipe. Let's make macaroni and cheese. Alright y'all, so let's get started with our mac and cheese here. So I'm going to explain out our ingredients that we're going to use in this recipe, and then we're going to break it down into some further directions. So first we have 2 cups of the Cavatappi pasta. I don't know if you can see this, but it's more of a spiral coil type pasta here. And I like this one just because I like it. Then there's just the basic elbow noodle, but some people have used other forms of pasta for the macaroni and cheese. This is just what I like to use in my macaroni and cheese. Again, this is the Cavatappi pasta, more of a spiral kind of looking noodle there. And then we've got some sour cream here. We're going to put some butter, of course, in our macaroni and cheese, our milk, a cup of milk here, and then we've got some salt, pepper, and then a special little ingredient that you're gonna be like, what? But you never know until you try it. It's a little, like half, not even sometimes half a teaspoon. You can use a little even less. It just turns up the flavor. This is nutmeg. It's just a little bit in it, and it just changes the whole entire perspective of mac and cheese. So just again, just take a little bit, taste it as you're making your macaroni and cheese. I use comfortably a quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg. So that's what I like. That's what gives me what I need in the macaroni and cheese. So first we're going to go ahead and make our pasta, boil our pasta. I'm making this for a serving just for me, over a day or two worth of serving, but the recipe I'm going to provide is for more of a serving of 6 to 8 people. So we're going to take our pasta. I've got my water boiling behind me. I'm going to take it and put the pasta in the water, get that boiling, let it boil until it's perfectly tender. It doesn't have to be fully cooked because we're going to bake our macaroni and cheese. You also want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Get that going as well. So I'm going to preheat my oven, put my pasta in, and then we'll be right back. So y'all might have noticed that when I did the introduction of the video talking about what our ingredients were going to be, that I probably left out an ingredient. The primary ingredient is listed in the title, mac and cheese. So can't have mac and cheese without what? Cheese. So I was going to edit the video and go back and do it again, but you know, that's the realness of it. When you're cooking, you're like, oh crap, I forgot this, or oh, how am I going to make this? So I'm just going to be real and be me and say, I forgot to mention the cheese in the beginning. So here it is. So we're going to talk about the cheese now. So in the full recipe, I use a full block of extra sharp cheese and cut it into cubes, which I did here. So this is a half a package. Again, I'll give the recipe for a larger serving size in the description below, but for this recipe I'm just downsizing it because it's just me. And then I'm going to use, this package is usually 2 cups. This whole package is 2 cups of cheese, so I'm only going to use half the package of the extra sharp, again, cheddar cheese. And then for this package is the mac and cheese blend. I'm sure some of you have seen that in your stores, the mac and cheese blend there. So I like it because it gives me the extra cheeses that I would normally have to get separately and mix them together. So I usually will do, again, another half a package of this. And then we're actually going to save this package because I only, in the full recipe, I only put a half a package of this in the cheese, mac and cheese mixture, because I usually sprinkle this on top. So, all right, so we've got our cheese in here. We're gonna take our pasta. We're gonna mix that in here. Dump that. We're just gonna dump all the ingredients in together. They're gonna get mixed in together anyway. This is an 8 ounce of sour cream. We don't need the whole thing. For the full recipe, we would. But for this, we're just gonna do 4 ounces of half of that container. We're gonna do 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to take our salt and pepper here. Mix that in. Take our salt. Just be mindful of the salt because you did put salt in your pasta. And if you're like me, you didn't rinse your pasta off, because sometimes having that pasta starch is good for making a sauce. This is that secret nutmeg here. I'm just sprinkling a little in there. So we'll mix this and then we'll add our milk once we put it in the pan. If you feel like you need a little bit more sour cream or some butter, we can certainly add that in here. I like to see it where all the noodles are coated with the sour cream and butter. Don't want any noodle to feel left out. So we want to make sure it's all mixed together here. All right, so we're going to, looks like we got a good mixture here. Maybe we could put a little bit more sour cream. I don't want to stick this back in there. So we'll just grab this here and just do another little scoop of it. The sour cream to ensure that creaminess over our mac and cheese. It's all about, when making mac and cheese, you're feeling it way through. You can have all the specified ingredients you want and say a tablespoon of this, a teaspoon of that, and whatnot. But realistically, when it gets to the point of actually seasoning and making the mixture together, I'm adding a little bit more pepper here. It really comes down to your good judgment of making sure it's what you feel is going to be a good texture and a good mixture for your mac and cheese. All right, so that looks good and mixed together. I'm going to show you right here. Good and mixed together. I am then going to just sample just a little bit of it just to make sure that it has good salt and good pepper with the cheese. Good salt, good pepper. That undertone of nutmeg just puts it right there for you. And we're gonna go ahead and get our pan greased, and we're gonna put this. All right, y'all, so I got my pan here nice and greased and ready to go. I'm gonna take and put my macaroni and cheese inside of here. Just go ahead and dump it all down in there. Okay. Oh, can't leave the little bits in there. Okay. And then I'm going to take, and again, this is a smaller portion size, so it's not a jammed packed macaroni and cheese. For a family of 10, it is literally just me. So, oops, the camera moved. It is literally just me. And so I'm going to then take my milk mixture and pour it in here. Making sure that it comes up. My grandmother always told me you make sure it comes up on the other side. And that's when you know you've got enough in there. And I'm going to then take the remaining few dollops of butter here and put those on top. And then I'll show you what that looks like. So there it is there. Then I'll take this cheese that we talked about and I'll sprinkle that on top. Okay. All right, so we are good to go. I'm gonna pop this into the oven, 350 degrees, and then when the top starts to get nice and golden brown, then we'll remove it from All right, y'all, and there it is, the finished product, our mac and cheese dish that we made today. It's looking cheesy, bubbly, and delicious. Mac and cheese, a great staple side to any meal. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching the video today. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below, and share. And until next time with In the Kitchen with Will, enjoy.